Hey, so Steve and I are about to embark on our retirement journey, and we couldn't resist to have our last word on the induction tape for new teachers. Um, this year's grade 12s, 2019 year 12s, they were prep students when we helped to lead this college back in 2007, and now it's timely that as they graduate at the end of this year, that Steve and I are exiting the college, and it's time for change. But there are still some really important messages we'd like to share with you about what life is like teaching at Tagai State College. More importantly, what we think are some of the really key ingredients for making you and supporting you to be a good teacher. Steve, what do you think?
Oh, thanks, Judy. I believe that, first of all, we've got to believe that our students can achieve and that we set high expectations of our students. It's also important to note that our communities are aware of what quality education looks like and feels like, and that's both in the classroom and outside of the classroom, and that our communities expect us to be held accountable for the quality of education that we deliver to our students. I also believe that the experience that you will have as a teacher at the college will be one that will be very rewarding for you. The support that you will receive whilst you're at this college is second to nowhere. The resources and systems that we have in place to support you is second to nowhere. And that I strongly believe that by the time you leave the college, if you leave the college, you will be a better practitioner for the experience, regardless of where you go. And for most of in most cases, for some of our teachers who leave Tagai State College, they go away as strong advocates for others to come back to consider coming to Tagai State College as a career in teaching. I just want to say thank you to you for considering and accepting the invite and the opportunity to come to Tagai State College, and believe in yourself and your capabilities. And I wish you a wonderful journey here.
Yeah, that's a great message, Steve. You know, teaching has changed over the years. Steve and I started back in the early 80s. It shows our age here. But it's a very demanding role today. There's a lot of accountability, a lot of scrutiny on teachers today, and sometimes it can cause workload issues for teachers, specifically in a remote area where the culture is a little bit different, of working remote, living in a new culture. So one of the things that we talk about is how to look after yourself, how to look after your own well-being, your social and emotional well-being, your psychological well-being, your mental, and it's just really important that you have skills, that you have some ideas about how you might do that in the remote area. Staff well-being, of course, is the department's priority, but more so within a remote area. So take care of yourself, look after the other people that you're working with. You make some of the best friends in the remote area. Come back to the demands on the curriculum today in our classrooms. It's very big. The demands for a teacher to understand how children learn and all the data that you have to collect. It's a big task, but guess what? There's lots of people to support you in our college, and they are more than willing to go above and beyond to help you understand what you have to do as a teacher. Never be afraid to ask. You always say, Steve, no question is a silly question, but never be afraid to ask any questions or anyone for support. Look after yourself, because if you're not good, you won't be good for our children. And guess what? Our children deserve the best, don't they? No matter what the postcode is, 4875, they deserve the best education.
The other thing, Jude, you touched on there is that Tagai State College is a huge college, and the challenges that sometimes come with the context here, where we might be on a remote island with a few other staff members, does not necessarily mean you're out there alone. You are part of a big Tagai family, and that the support is there, and that people do care about your well-being, and don't be scared to make contact with other colleagues and agencies around in the district to support you if you feel there's a need there. Yeah, it's a big family. We say the Tagai family, and you're going to be part of that Tagai family, so feel part of it.
I think one of the things that we do really well in our college is we help build cultural capabilities of our staff members, and there's Indigenous staff at every single campus that can help you to do that, because at the end of the day, the brand of education that we have here, and Steve Foster has defined this over the many years of his leadership, is the Yumi education brand. And you have to really understand what that means. To do that, you've got to have that understanding of culture, language, history. So you're the one that's designed and defined the Yumi education over the years, Steve.
It's more about this is how we do business in the Torres Strait, and that it's about getting it right, and that accepting and acknowledging systems that's been in place since time immemorial for doing things our way in the Torres Strait that may be a little bit different to how things are done elsewhere. But if we follow those protocols and so forth, the systems, we're bound to get it right.
So all the very best to all the new teachers and leaders and your families as well on your journey at Tagai State College. You're going to be a great teacher while you're here, and that's what we want for our children. They deserve the best. Good luck.
Good luck and all the best.